What do you think entrepreneurs can learn about seeking out the right mentors early, or maybe just they come into your path? But how important has that been in your journey?
Yeah. Well, it was wild because I grew up listening to their music, and I remember listening when I was really little to even their children's records.
Mm,
So those seeds were planted in me before I ever had her as a teacher. But I would say I didn't even know at that point in time how to ask for that type of mentorship. I
mhm,
feel like it was like the Lord leading me to that relationship. And I didn't know what was happening inside and I couldn't describe it, but I just left in tears almost every class,
mm,
because every time it was a deepening of my call. And and I couldn't put it to words and I didn't know what was actually happening, but it did definitely change my future path and set me in a different direction. And I grew up on a farm kind of in the middle of nowhere, and where I grew up, um, artists were songwriters and songwriters were artists, and there were no really other known
mm,
options, or it was all kind of bundled together. But even I remember writing songs as early as 5 years old, but I remember later taking some songs to my piano teacher and she wasn't sure what to do with it. So just to be understood by a
yeah.
woman like her, um, not only that, but then just to have context for how my heart was created, and for there to be someone like my heart, like for me to
Mm,
understand what she was saying creatively, um, it really helped solidify my calling. And it
mm,
affirmed me in a way I didn't even know I needed at that age. But I think that is a big part of what finding mentorship early on does is, and now I get to do that with other young,
yeah.
writers and artists that come to town and get to sit down and have these conversations with them. And it's the same thing. I felt like I was the only one. I didn't know how to do this, or
Yeah.
um and each of their paths is so different in this area, the
Mhm,
creative world that I'm in. But there are definite, patterns and things to recognize in their journeys because I've walked my own and I can relate to a lot of what they're walking through.